Hello, today's tutorial is on Locust pose, Salabhasana. This pose works the posterior chain muscles, the back muscles, and the muscles of the glutes and the hamstrings. So let me start with a demonstration of this pose. So in order to go onto a prone position, one way to enter it is we can start on all fours, and then let's put our forearms down, and from here, let's walk our knees back, squeeze our navel to spine, engage our abs, and just lower. Okay, so now from here, ideally we're gonna have our hips that do not, our legs and our thighs that do not exceed hip width apart. So our legs are not flaring out so much. And for the traditional yoga alignment, you don't squeeze your legs together as well. So you keep them hip width apart. And we'll have our arms also by our torso. So keep our neck in line with our spine so that the neck is not hyperextended or hyperflex. Okay, keep the neck neutral. And from here, just squeeze and contract your back muscles, your glutes, and your hamstrings. And squeeze your abs too, in order to come up into locust pose. So, now, if you wish, you can even extend your arms in front of you, okay? So, everything remains the same. Squeeze, and keep your neck in line with your shoulders, and your shoulders ideally by your ears. Your palms facing each other. So squeeze your legs up, squeeze your abs, and relax. And if you wish, you can even do another variation with the arms, where your arms are interlaced behind your back, okay? In order to open your chest. So, okay. Now, if it is too difficult for you to extend your arms in front of you, like I showed you, you can have your arms by your torso or interlace your arms behind the back. Another way to do this is, if you're having difficulty lifting your arms off the ground in lotus position, what you can do is try to keep your arms, your hands quite a distance in front of you, and just try instead to push off the ground, okay? Instead of lifting the arms off the ground. And let me show you. So everything else stays the same. Lift your legs up and just try to keep your neck neutral and push off the ground. You don't even have to push too much, okay? So, and relax. Okay, now, if your thighs are stuck on the ground and it's hard to lift your knees off the ground, your thighs, one way to do this is bring a cushion into the picture or a low block. So up to you, and we're gonna place it right above the knee, okay? And this will help us elevate already the thighs. And so when we try to engage our muscles, at least it teaches your body the position. So let me shift this way further back. Above. Okay, just slightly above the knees so that you feel like a different engagement already. So from here, it's all the same. Keep your hips hip width apart and squeeze. And see if you can squeeze your knees off the block, okay? Now, I know that it is not the easiest to keep the thighs hip width apart. We all have a tendency to flare our hips out. One way to do this is to bring in resistance bands and provide some resistance to stop our legs from flaring out. So let's try that together. Let's put the bands just right above the knees, okay? So that it stays in this distance and it becomes harder to actually bring the knees even wider. If you're very strong, of course, it's different. Okay, so teaches you to keep your knees and thighs in this distance. And let's see how it goes. Navel to spine, engage your abs, and lower. Okay, so now your feet and legs are in this distance. Adjust if needed. And let's go. Let's see if it might help your engagement. Squeeze your legs up, glutes and hamstrings. Squeeze your abs and relax. Okay, so how did that feel? So one thing I want to talk about is, okay, the traditional alignment says you have to keep your hips, your legs hip width apart. But as you know, if you keep your legs united, you can increase the difficulty of the pose. So it is also a possible choice if it's something that you wish to do and work on, okay? Of course, it is way harder because it requires the strength also of the adductors to even further unite the legs and squeeze the legs together. But let's try it together if you wish. So squeeze. And relax. Okay, so now we've come to the end of our tutorial. And I hope that you found this tutorial useful. So I really hope to see you for the next one. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Namaste.